Sajid Javid has been mentioned as the new Household Secretariat, in accusation of the UK's migration, safety and resist terrorism efforts. It has been a growth. The 48-year-old dad of 4 persons has got his location in one of the key offices of country as portion of the radioactive fallout of the Windrush revelations, and it will be his job to kind it out currently. For such who refuged been next the history, the row has been on human beings who excited to the UK juridically of the state up 1973 creature purified as illicit migrant. Now if they had not selected to get a UK certificate in the history or were incapable to ensure a broad kind of document testimony how they had lived in the UK always with Mr. Javid, who is the at first household secretariat of an ethnical minority group, said the paper, while I heard on the Windrush question, I mind how could be my mother, it could be my daddy, it could be my gaffer, it could be me. The MP for Bromsgrove with 2010 was unborn in Rochdale, one of 5 sons of parents who had excited to the UK of Pakistan. He populated in Rochdale and became a Clap Mill employee for Courtaulds. But he was rather aspiring, and saw how bus drivers were superior pay. His moniker was Mr. Overnight and Day since he utilized to job each time God shipped his path. Mr. Javid's dad's job was the identical as the dad of else top-profile political figure, London Mayor Sadiq Khan, and he congratulated the Labour political figure of one son of a Pakistan bus motorist to else following his townroom win in 2016. Mr. Javid consumable his high school year in Bristol following his parents took above a ladies' wear store down there, in the household residing in a 2-bed plane over it. Yet, he told, things modified while his dad recite the revolt instrument. He told the is which I went via, dong ti let me downward. I thick felt very poor. My academia job rocketed. He told how his high school did not wish to pay for him to do maths O-level, his dad ended profitable for it instead of. He had as well advanced and concern in finance markets, sparked by the Thatcher by the government's privatizations. At the age of 14 he organized to see his dad's banking officer and organized to adopt £500 to put in shares, proper a routine female readers of the Finance Times. His purpose became to job in the town so he gone how maths O-level or, rejection his high school's proposal he be a TV maintenance person, led off to 6 Shape School and later to Exeter College to research economy and policy, give her a precise illusion of his next career line. He as well met his next woman, Laura, time making a summer job at Business Association. As he said the Everyday Post, they set contrary every some and share a finisher. Their 4 persons family are informally educated men, we do which stop for them, Mr. Javid, who has outlined oneself as a non-practicing Muslim, said the paper. Following college, he set his sights on a job in the town. As he said the norm, several human beings, in a amiable path, tested to reduce my consumer expectations. They frequently speak you how except you carry an old high school tie or include the household contacts, you fair win t get a opportunity to job in the town. But they were incorrect. His career go treated out so, though he had to go through the Atlantic to prosper. And by the age of 25, he had be a defect president at Pursuit Manhattan Banking, after driving to Singapore for a time in German banking. He rose to be a operating CEO up outgoing in the summer of 2009 to concentrated on a policy career. A prudent side advocate of the previous 1980s he had visited his at first meeting to the end of the Thatcher year, imprudent friends of college such as comrade Tory MP Robert Halfon. They got in a bit of anxiety at the 1990 meeting, transferring out leaflets versus the later Main Secretary's judgment to accede the exchanging bet arrangement, opposed the politics in spite creature stubborn fans of Mrs. Thatcher's. Too many decades on or, in 2010, he was selected for the at first period, and has withdrawn rapid advance. He began his government career in roles in the Exchequer, up proper the at first office Secretary of Asiatic Reduction while he was equipped Civilization, Print and kind of Sports Secretariat in 2014. He did how for a year up driving to Industry Secretariat for a year and later driving on to be Communities and Regional by the Government Secretariat. Length mind of as a Eurosceptic, it was a surprise party to lot while Mr. Javid came out for stay for the UK's 2016 plebiscite on if or not to remain in the Europe Association. How intended, of year, how love later Household Secretariat now Main Secretary Theresa May and his A-time coach, later Chancellor George Osborne, he was on the loser party. Down there was an bad-fated and really brief-lived bid to prosper David Mr. Cameron as prudent lead following the plebiscite, on a collaborative card in Stephen Crabb. He would include been Chancellor to Mr. Crabb's main secretary. He has as well not been frightened to dimple plumage, in hardline messages to several in the industry society and regional by the government. But he arrives at the household office space possessing already pronounced social wrath on the Windrush debacle, and the at first paragraph in his convex to tray will be sort it of.